What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Isaiah Malonson. Act like a 40-year-old when you're 20 years old. If you do that, you could have fun like a 20-year-old when you're 30, 40, 50, whatever. Okay? A lot of people, or me, when I was like 24, just getting out of jail, wanting to change my life around, started self-improvement, I was like, man, if only I started doing this when I was like 16 or 18, right? A lot of people say, man, I wish I got into Bitcoin back in 2000, whatever, 2016, whatever. Or a lot of people will say, if you're building a skill, right? Me, wholesaling real estate. If I took it this serious when I was 18, I'd be a millionaire right now. So what I did when I first got out of jail, or when I first started my self-improvement journey, was I was like, I acted like I was 30. I was like, if I was 30 right now, what would I be thinking? What would I be doing? And then you do that. That way, when you are 30, you're like, man, I'm glad I did that. Right? That's my thought process. Like when I turned 30, I'm like, man, I'm glad I did that when I was 24, 25 years old. So if you live like a 40-year-old right now in your 20s, if you're 20, 25, I'm 27 right now. I just turned 27 last September. If I start acting, so in my brain, I'm always acting like I'm 30, right? I'm always acting like I'm 30. So by the time I get to be 30, like I'm set, right? You want to think that way. So if you're like 20, if you're anywhere from like 18 to, even if you're like 16, right? The younger the better. If you're like 16 to like 25 years old, the best thing that you could do is just imagine you're in the situation you're at right now and you're 30 years old. What would that person be doing? That person would be panicking. That person would be panicking and like, I gotta get my crap together. I'm 30 years old, I'm still living with my parents. Like, bro, I'm 30 years old, I'm still broke, bro. I gotta do it, I gotta get it, right? And also think, how do you want to be when you're 30, right? If you're imagining 30-year-old version of you, do you really want to be working a 9 to 5 when you're 30? 9 times out of 10, everybody has this vision of being rich or whatever by the time they're 30 or 40 years old. Okay? When you're 30 years old, do you want to be how you're living right now? No. So you envision that you're already 30. What do you want to be doing by the time you're 30? I want to run a business. I want to have $1 million. I want to have a skill set that makes me undeniable to the marketplace. So you start doing those things now. So when you do turn 30 or 40, you're there. I always envision myself, what would 30-year-old me be doing? Is 30-year-old me going to the club? Is 30-year-old me chasing girls? Is 30-year-old me drinking every night or drinking every weekend? Is 30-year-old me on Facebook having Facebook drama, social media drama, right? Is 30-year-old me still worried about what everybody else is doing, right? When you're 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, you stop caring about what people think. That just comes with age, like with wisdom. You stop caring what people think. If you act as if you're 30, 40, 50 years old right now, you'll be so set up for when you actually do. It's like a sigh of relief, right? Because every day I imagine like I'm 30 years old. Every day I imagine that, right? And I'm 27, about to turn 30, but still, it's the mindset of like, I'm older than I am. And so every day that I imagine that, and I'm like, man, I gotta get to it, I gotta make it happen. It's also a sigh of relief of like, I'm not 30 yet. Like I'm not, or 40, like I'm not 40. So this is good, right? It's like getting in a time machine, because let's say you're 25 right now, you just started wholesaling real estate and you're like, man, I wish I started this when I was 18, right? If you are 18, you'd be like, it's it's like you're grateful for the age you're at, right? Like, so for me, it's like by the time I'm 30, I don't want to be saying like, man, I wish I started when I was 25. I did start when I was 25, or at least I started being an entrepreneur when I was 25, and I'm so grateful I did that, right? You want your future self to look back and say, thank you, Isaiah. Thank you for just putting in the hard work and sacrificing. I'm telling you, and one piece of advice or one piece of wisdom, like if you're watching this, to take with you is that the partying, the girls, the fun, all that stuff doesn't go anywhere. It has been here since the dawn of humanity, since the dawn of time. Parties, degeneracy, sex, just alcohol, fun, all that has been here since forever. And so if you sacrifice it right now, it's still going to be there later on. It's not going to go anywhere. If you sacrifice the parties, the drugs, the whatever you do, right? The hanging out, the distractions, if you sacrifice it right now, it will still be there when you level up. After the level up, it doesn't go anywhere. Right? I just stuttered, but it doesn't go anywhere. I talked to a subscriber the other day. He was like, I want to spend a year just to focus on girls. This is a real thing. He said, I want to spend a year, right? And he's trying to chase his first wholesale deal. He's trying to make money, and he's broke. But he's like, you know what? I just want to spend a year just to focus on girls, just to get it out of my system, just to experience what it's like to have multiple girls or sleep with a bunch of girls. Like, I just want to get it out of my system. And I was trying to tell him, like, bro, that's not something you get out of your system. Like, it can be, but it's like drugs. It's like, I just want to try drugs and get it out of my system. No, you need to get it out of your mind. You need to get it out of your thought process. And I told him that really he was brainwashed into thinking that, right? From all the stuff he watches, from all the media he watches, all the YouTube videos he watches on like girls and all this other stuff. It was actually very, very sad talking to him, like listening and hearing his state of mind. And I'm just saying that to say, like, that stuff doesn't go anywhere. You will always have the opportunity to go get girls, to go party, to have fun, to be a degenerate, right? You don't need to get good at that. There's no need to get good at getting girls or being like, for what? For what? I mean, if that's your passion, or if you want to, that's what you just want to be good at, getting girls. Like, I don't even know what to say to that, right? But if you want to be a honorable man, someone with integrity, right? Someone who has honor and is proud of all the actions he takes, in my opinion, focusing on girls is not going to do anything for you, but have you more focused on girls. Let's say you do succeed and you get more girls, then what? Then what? Like I said, imagine yourself as if you're 30, 40. If you're 30 or 40, broke, but you're still able to get some hood rat chicks, what does that do for you? Are you really fulfilled inside? Or are you still chasing outside validation from girls to fill the hole in your heart? Guys, act as if you're 40 years old while you're still in your 20s. Work on your mental, work on your spiritual, work on your financials, work on your body. And by the time you're 40 years old, you will be very grateful that you did all of those things. You don't want to be 40 years old with the immature mind of a 18-year-old, right? You don't still want to have like unresolved baggage in your life when you're 40 years old. It sucks, right? You're gonna you're gonna regret not working it out. Taking a year to focus on girls is a complete waste of time. Spending a year just to party and have fun, go out, it is a complete waste of time, and it does nothing for you. It actually like degrades like your mindset, and like it does nothing for you. I understand it though. I get it because I've been there, wanting to scratch that itch, satisfy that itch of like wanting to be involved in something, be around people, going out, sleeping with girls. But it does nothing for you, and it only ruins your soul. It tarnishes your soul. It ruins your self-respect. It really does. I don't care what anybody tells you. Being a whore, man or female, it completely ruins your self-respect for yourself. You don't get any self-respect. And but the point is, if you act like you're 40 right now, when in your 20s, then you could live like a 20-year-old in your 40s. And I hope this makes sense. I hope you guys got some value out of this. That mindset has really helped me to achieve all of my goals and to stay focused and to not be worried about what other people are doing, is to focus on like, think about what you're going to be doing 10 years from now. Is this helping me get to that goal? Or is it just satisfying temporary pleasures that literally do nothing for me? You want to always keep that mindset of like, how would my 40-year-old self be living right now? Okay? You always want to have that mindset, and it always helps you. Yeah, that's it. If you guys got any value out of this video, make sure to hit the like button, comment your thoughts, and subscribe. I'm dropping daily videos, weekly videos about wholesaling real estate, self-improvement, and just life in general. Stay motivated.